Welcome to this channel, Hills Ablaze. For the past several years, I've involved myself in the world of online debate, and I've learned a lot in doing so. I'm a chatty person, and in online debate and discussion, I've had the opportunity to clarify my opinions on a number of issues. It has, at the very least, been stimulating. However, to the people I know, friends and family and others IRL, their opinions of online debate argument is that it's just a big waste of time. Worse than even video games. And definitely worse than, say, something like television. This channel is about arguments, but it in itself is an argument. And that argument is that online debate is something at the very least more worthwhile than playing computer games and watching TV. I hope to have an opportunity to persuade you, the viewer, around to this point of view. In this, our first episode, I'd like to explain what hill means because it's not a simple word and it has its place in internet lore. The hill I'm talking about comes from Facebook groups, mostly titled, "This is a weird hill to die on." It's important to say groups, the plural, because there have been more than one. Hill posting is, after all, more than just one group. It is an idea, and an enduring idea at that. Let's look up what the Urban Dictionary has to say about hills in this kind of context, shall we? Hill to die on. A phrase denoting a particular issue or subject to which a person could choose or not choose to commit. Suggests being obstinate or stubborn, i.e., the person will defend their opinion at any cost. According to our boss, first said by Richard G. December 2020. I could tell him Richard didn't make up that phrase, but it's not my hill to die on. What you're seeing is the very original meaning of having a hill to die on. It suggests stubbornness, obstinacy, that if a person's not willing to change their opinion on a particular matter, that they're being at best blockheaded, at worst just plain insane. But when talking about hills that people are willing to die on, rather than any of this, I like to think of the word conviction, because it's conviction that colors the world of online debate, just as it's conviction that colors the world of debate and discussion in general. But regardless of whether it's said in playful good humor or whether it's said in seriousness, I can't think of a much stronger way to express an opinion than to say it's my belief that such and that's a hill I'm prepared to die on. Well, I'm going to use it now and express a genuine opinion. My hill is online debate is more meaningful than just another way to pass the time. And that's a hill I'm prepared to die on. Weird hill is about strange or unlikely opinions. For example, the strong conviction that Popeye's fried chicken is better than KFC's. But it's for the weird hills that these online debating groups have acquired their name. Weird hills, strange hills, silly hills for people to laugh about, shitpost about. However, in these silly groups, less silly hills have popped up as well. Conventional opinions. Perhaps it's best to explain the process of creating a hill. It's not complicated, but there are some ground rules worth covering. To create a hill, simply put up an opinion. The opinion might be most women called Karen are actually nice people. What is a correct valid hill has varied according to the conditions of the various modmen on the various weird hill groups, but this, according to my definition, qualifies. And from then on, the comments ensue. It's not unusual for a hill to go completely unnoticed by the members of the group. It might just be that the other members have no interest or opinion in the subject being discussed. Either way, but if the concept is on people's mental radar, they will respond in agreement, often expressed with "dead on your hill." Now, this means the opinion was so persuasive that the hill was insurmountable and the person died on it. It just means strong agreement. And if the hill is contentious enough, they'll respond with disagreement, "alive on your hill." And if the commenter feels strong enough, they'll include a persuasive argument in their comment as rebuttal to the OP's hill. Now, whether the OP responds to his detractors is really dependent on that person themselves. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say a good hiller is prepared to take the time to acknowledge the people who have agreed with them in the form of a react, and more than that, to respond to each one of their detractors and address their rebuttals. How good a hiller is always going to fall back primarily on one aspect: conviction, grit, and determination to defend their hill. Now, if the attacks that they receive is in the thousands, then they may have to respond to 1,000 rebuttals. Maybe. And that's what makes the difference between a conscientious poster and a non-conscientious poster. And that's what makes the difference between a good hiller and, the alternative. Conviction is not something that you demonstrate through simply a few well-chosen, nice-sounding words. Conviction is demonstrated with time and effort. Of course, in defending the hill, there are other aspects at play too. We have to consider the verbal or communicative powers of the defender, their sense of humor, their charisma, their standing and notoriety in the group amongst the other members. But it's conviction that makes a hill a true spectacle. It's conviction that makes a hill authentic. If you think that hill posting is a battle, then you're absolutely right. And if it is, it must have a winner and a loser, as all battles do have. Of course, there is no referee keeping score, yet every hill has a clear record of the people who have agreed or disagreed with the hill in the form of alive or dead comments, which can be counted and with which a definitive assessment of victory or success can be ascertained. Generally, group modmen don't do that because it would be monotonous, time-consuming, and they don't get paid. This is unfortunate. But hills are very democratic in this way, and hillers, most of them are seeking validation for their beliefs through a popular vote. Do you agree with my description of hills and what they are? If you don't, please let me know in the comments. May all your arguments be good ones. May every hill that you make be one worth dying on, but only in a purely metaphorical sense, of course.